In this video, I'll be sharing ideas on how to throw a roaring 20s graduation party. In order to give your guest a completely immersive experience, you've got to have the perfect venue. My client found this 1920s historic home in Douglasville, Georgia. It's primarily used as a museum to showcase art by local artists, but you can also rent the house for private events. When you first walk into the vestibule, there's an entry table with a fireplace to the left. Straight ahead is a beautiful wooden staircase that leads to the second floor vestibule that is also included with the rental. All of the woodwork and pocket doors are original to the house and have been nicely preserved over the years. Much of the furnishings have been added to suit the style of the home. As you travel up the creaky old stairs, you can just imagine what it must have felt like to live back in the 1920s. Every spot of this home lends itself to a great photo opportunity for the party. Back downstairs, the room on the left is a music room with an old grand piano. We can mix and mingle in here, but as far as the piano goes, we can look but don't touch. Next to the piano room is the dining room. You'll notice that almost every room in this house has a fireplace for that vintage charm. The dining room features a huge oval-shaped table that can be used to set a formal sit-down dinner or a fancy finger food buffet. Even the doors of the house have the original vintage glass doorknobs. I'm telling you, with a venue like this that perfectly suits the theme of the party, you won't have to do very much decorating. The house speaks for itself. Next to the dining room is a small library area and a small restroom. But directly behind the dining room is a full prep kitchen for use with your rental. Cooking in there is prohibited, but you can bring your own warmers and line them up along the countertop. At the base of the staircase is an office desk. Maybe this is where the gentleman of the house sat down to write checks and pay bills. On the other side of the vestibule is a narrow hallway with chalkboard walls. It leads to yet another sitting room, which we will refer to as the parlor. Party guests can sit and eat, drink, or play card games. Just off the parlor is an open space that we used as the photo room and overflow dancing room. I'll show you how we set this up later. But with all of these spaces to entertain, there was so much room for the guests to spread out and have a quiet place for conversation, to explore the home, or be right in the middle of all the action. There was a place for everyone. The last room I'll show you is facing the front of the house. It's probably the largest room. We used this room for dancing, and the DJ set up a small table in the corner. And yes, there was one more old fireplace in this room as well. So yeah, this was walkthrough day with the team. I collaborated on this project with my super talented sisters as we all worked together and brought our graduates' vision to life. Meet Mariela, the graduate's mother, who orchestrated the whole event. Most of the great ideas in this video are her ideas. And this is Phoebe, the graduate. Isn't she a dollface? Thank you both for this awesome opportunity to work with you. Meanwhile, back at my house, my first assignment was to inflate and cluster balloons for the photo backdrop. As you can see, her colors are emerald green and gold, with hints of cream and black. Balloons can be inflated up to 2 days before the event, so it's good to prep these ahead of time. This is the sketch that Mariela provided with a neon Let's Party sign. And this is how it came out at the venue. Pro tip: when friends and family are helping to set up an event, it's smart to have a diagram of the venue and assign your zones to partners to work together. This way, everyone already knows in advance what their task is upon arrival. This is particularly important when you only have a 2-hour setup time. This is my partner, Mandy. Let me show you what else we worked on together. We set up a display of a vintage record player. Guests could autograph a vinyl record for the graduate to have as a keepsake from her party. We called this photo room the Puttin' on the Ritz room because dress-up props were provided for guests to take pictures in. The sign reads, "Ladies, gloss your lips, and gents, comb your stash. Grab a prop and strike a pose for our photo room." Notice how the props are displayed in a vintage suitcase and the sign in a vintage frame. Attention to detail really brings your event to life. My last task was to set up the welcome table. It's the first thing the guest will see when they come in the front door, and it will set the tone for the whole evening. We decided the welcome table would also be a good place to have party favors for the guests as they were leaving. So she had bottle openers for the gents, and she had soap roses for the gals. Another cool idea is to have a vintage news bulletin of random things that were happening back in the 1920s. You could include information like popular songs, popular films, 20s slang. You could also include fun facts about the venue or the graduate. You'll notice here on the right there's a bird cage. Guests can leave their graduation cards for the graduate, and they don't have to ask, "Where does this go?" And our welcome table wouldn't be complete without a photo of our graduate from her senior pictures portrait session. Let's head on into the jazz parlor for some cocktails. Everything about this display was well thought out. Labeling the ingredients, giving the drinks 1920s names, as well as giving the table visual interest with lifts and levels where everything is not laid out flat. Fun drink names gives your guests something to smile about and makes for great conversation starters. Here we have the bee's knees, old fashioned, and the fizzy flapper. There was also a recipe sign on how to create your own giggle water. How cute is this? Also located in the jazz parlor is the dessert table. To avoid having a truckload of candy left over after your event, consider offering a variety of sweet treats for every palate. Here we see pastries, donuts, cupcakes, pretzels, chocolates, and macaroons beautifully displayed for guests to enjoy, with yet another witty sign that reads, Sweet Easy. A little candy never killed nobody. Sweet Easy, you get it? Like speak easy? I love it. Let me show you how the main dining room was set up. There are many benefits to serving small bites or finger food at your event. Number 1, you can have a wide variety of food options without breaking the bank. Number 2, you don't have to provide formal seating for every single guest. They can visit the buffet and grab a bite all throughout the evening. Number 3, it creates more of a mix and mingle atmosphere where guests are walking around with their food and interacting with other guests. Number 4, when serving appetizers only, it's a little easier to accommodate guests who have allergies or food preferences. And reason number 5, my favorite reason, small bites displayed on tiered trays and oddly shaped vessels makes for a more interesting and elegant spread. And you can decorate it with pearls, feathers, and twinkle lights like you see here. Let's talk fashion. 1920s fashion is so much fun to shop for. We found outfits on Amazon and Shein for both men and women. If you're searching for ideas on styles of dress and hairstyles, YouTube has got you covered with lots of tutorial videos. When you're planning a themed event like this, be sure to give your guests plenty of time to shop for and to order their fancy outfits. And you know what? Guys like playing dress up just as much as gals do. Time for dancing! The 1920s era is famous for its fast and energetic dance styles. Another great idea for your party is to choreograph a dance routine ahead of time to entertain your guests. Also, have the DJ play 1920s music for about the first hour of your event as guests are arriving. Then later, you can switch the music to more current music if you wish. I hope you got some good ideas for planning your next Roaring Twenties theme party. We had a blast, and we made a memory that we will never forget. Visit my channel again for more special event ideas. I'm Steph Storm, and you'll see me next time.